the ship. Oh yes, the captain of the ship.
The captain of the ship, yes.
Yeah. She's still at those, narrow streets in the narrow between in the narrow spaces between buildings where there is no way to pass undetected by the myriads of eyes peeking from every balcony, rooftop, and hole in the wall. She has just finished her gambling session and she seems to be having a meal at the moment. What am I looking for? This.
Is she on a good humor, or did she lost?
You can roll insight. It's 1d20.
11 plus 1, 12.
She seems to be in a joyous mood at the moment.
Okay. I ask her if she ever heard of the captain named Lars, apparently involved with the Thieves Guilds.
She looks at you like she like you asked her what her name is. Of course I know Lars. He's our main business partner. He's the one we smuggle stuff inside the city all the time. We can't be carrying illegal stuff on our ship when we enter harbor. So we meet with him in the open sea, we get paid, and we give the items to him.
I ask her when is the next meeting to happen? This week? Another week? When?
We've done our businesses with him. The next meeting is gonna be when we have another shipment. And this is not bound for at least half a month, 20 days.
I ask her, is he around? Does he, if she knows it, if he comes around at the city or is always up out on the sea or in any other city?
He should be in the city.
Okay.
What about the other guys?
Susan would likely just be wandering around this town, looking for. Yeah, he's probably just a little lost. Probably got here, little lost, doesn't know what he's doing right now. If something catches his eye, something shiny perhaps, then he would probably go towards it. But other than that, he is quite directionless.
Yeah. I mean, wandering around, you always seem to find yourself at the market, the central area of the city. And there you can see all sorts of transactions, mercantile activity, and peddling going on. Somebody approaches you and offers to sell charts for your ship, if you have any, in very favorable prices.
He would definitely pretend to know what he's doing to the best of his ability and buy whatever they're selling. Just going with the flow.
Yeah. I mean, the actual marine charts, naval charts, are quite expensive, in the hundreds of gold coins, in the hundreds of septims. Though he has some affordable maps of the city at around 5 septims each.
He would, yeah. Season would definitely buy that.
Okay. So
No.
he very
What is
happily.
this? What
Yes.
is this city called?
The city is called. Let me remind myself. The city is called Drogbel. Gonna write it in the side chat.
Very good.
With a whole new meaning in bong.
Okay. While you continue your wandering, some passerby comments that you got ripped off, right? Those maps are fake. They are probably either old or just completely made up.
He looks at the map. Could he see anything wrong with it?
You don't know the layout of the city. You don't know anything about the map, so it could be correct. It could be wrong. You could roll an investigation.
Sure. Should I roll in the Discord chat?
You can use the dice tray.
Where? How?
There is a dice tray text channel.
Oh, do you not know how to use Opera?
Yeah. Please.
Oh, you just do an exclamation point R and then the number and the die size.
Yeah.
Very
Exclamation point
good.
R space 1d20 plus whatever modifiers you might have.
Great. Big 3. Season totally believes that this is a legit map. He's
Yeah.
like, no, this is legit. I mean, look, it's got a compass and it's very this is officious. He's on the guy that he's like, no, this is good.
The passerby just gives up and continues his rounds. He's a guard. Doesn't spend any more of his time on a random tourist in the city. Who else we got here?
I
Gellan
guess if Gellin was
Sunstrider.
doing something, he would probably also be in the market, handing off. Depending on what the local area provides, he would either be handing off pelts from animals in the surrounding desert, or he'd be hauling up some sizable catches from out in the bay that he got himself.
Mm-hmm. You could
Basically
roll,
just trading those for things like
roll a persuasion or a deception
vegetables.
check, depending on how you want to market your stuff.
Oh boy, persuasion check, you say? Alright. E. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. 13.
Mm-hmm. Your wares seem to be very interesting to the customers of this fine market. You make. Let me roll some dice. You make 20 septims.
Oh, damn. Okay.
That's enough to make your month if you live modestly, really. Mm, am I forgetting someone?
How many people are we here playing, actively playing right now?
I think it's 4 of you, and there's gonna
Four?
be a
Okay.
fifth joining in 20 minutes or so. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Red Wing.
I think my girl, God, she's got a 5 and and a 4 charisma. She's probably just lurking in some shadowy corner, people watching or something. By the
In
market for ease.
Yeah, you can tell there's a lot of suspicious people here, even though it's a very open space with guards making rounds. You can tell there is some shady business going on. There is dark people around the area, shadowy personalities. And there is a word around the town that one of the nobles has been robbed. Burglars entered their estate and looted the place, with the noble still in the building, and they ran off, escaped. So there is both guards and the personal mercenary group of said nobleman who is looking to find those individuals. Having seen most of the city by now, the only thing left to explore is the temple on the other side of the hill.
I go. I go to the temple.
My girl will just kind of meander her way over there because why not?
I
Mhm.
think Gellin might head that way as well, just to see who all's represented there. See if he can offer a prayer to Yifri.
Season might have accidentally arrived there through his own directionless, clumsy nature.
Okay. There is a carriage going there, so some of you might end up in the same carriage going there.
Oh, Gellin definitely doesn't go by carriage,
Okay.
if he can avoid it.
Okay, let me just copy you. You know what? I forgot to add fog of war on this. There you go. You arrive at the temple. You can see the big, very beautifully decorated gate. Who is that? Random NPC.
So we're all grouped up like that, like in front of the or well, by the gate.
There is a lot of people around. You are mixed in with a lot of people right now.
Huh. Okay.
And there is a large amount of Khajiit who have come to pray at the gods represented in this temple. Many bringing gifts to the god or goddess, and others coming either to train or even stay in the luxurious living spaces of this temple. Continuing forward, you find yourselves at the training ground for the pupils of this temple. It is a circular courtyard with some training equipment, observation posts for the masters to observe how their pupils are doing. And there is, of course, ways to go to the rest of the premises. At the moment, there is some Khajiit training. There is no one you recognize as the potential master of this temple. The Grand Master seems to be missing at the moment. They are not in the courtyard anyway.
Galen would stick around and watch the training for a little bit before heading towards, I guess, wherever the shrines are.
Mm-hmm. You can see
look
that
for the
it's
Grandmaster.
yeah. Okay.
I search for the Grandmaster, but since he's not there, I search for anyone that looks like a priest in charge or something.
Mm-hmm. This training that's taking place is more of show than it is actual training. The pupils don't seem to strain themselves too much, and they seem to be active when they are being watched. And the moment no one's looking at them, they seem to start slacking. There is one individual who appears to be the superior in this case. Yes. The Blue Khajiit. She is on one of the observation posts, observing the pupils.
I ask her, where is the Grandmaster?
Grandmaster is at his quarters. At the moment, he is meditating. Would you like me to answer your questions?
I guess. Do you know who Lars is?
She takes a look around and answers negatively. This one does not know who this Lars is. Shit. You see a familiar face, Taminol. Flynn also happens to be at the temple.
Oh,
Hello.
He was meditating with the Grandmaster, as he informs you. What about the rest of the people here? You can see a very beautiful and astonishing display of skill from the pupils. They have really taken the human capabilities to the max.
Does it
Whoa.
look like there's anywhere where guests are not allowed?
Mm, At the moment, no. You can see guests going at every direction, and there isn't anyone who seems to be abruptly stopped or asked to return. You can see people even going towards the Grandmaster's quarters on this side.
Then Season would probably be getting like slightly too close to the training and watching.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little, just slightly uncomfortably close and watching.
Yeah,
That's
the
it.
monks seem to be annoyed to be observed from so close, because that makes them actually have to put in effort.
Keep it up, boys!
Oh, no.
One of them interrupts their training and comes up to you and says, "This one has obviously never been in a temple."
Well, the ground I walk on is sacred ground. Definitionally.
That's a bold claim.
Would your character be saying that to Season?
They would be too far.
Yeah, I think Flynn would.
Yeah. But you're too far, though. You're still here.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of mutters that.
Has a random idea in their head.
But yes, I'm not very well traveled. But it's such a fascinating place you have here. Very rustic. Yes.
I suggest
He just
this
smiles.
one. Yeah, I suggest this one to observe closely, so this one can learn the proper way of our temple.
And then she would respond in Ta'agera, which I believe is the language of Khajiit.
Yeah.
Of course.
The Khajiit
My girl would
smiles
overhear.
and continues their training. Yes?
Oh, I was just gonna say my girl would overhear this stupid conversation and just because she's very dumb, yell, "Hey, why'd you stop?" In regards to the Bye then. As she's still in the shadows, probably munching a rock. Not really, but you know.
It's funny because I think you actually do have. I don't know if this is a thing for 5e, but in older editions, 5 intelligence was legitimately the bare minimum for intelligible speech. Or maybe it's
Yeah,
literacy. I think 3 is the limit for intelligible speech.
yeah, I think like 5 is enough so you can read, and 3 is enough to speak. But having low intelligence doesn't mean stupidity. It more like means you have no information about
Book
anything.
knowledge.
Yeah, you
It's
Ain't
like
got
know
none of that
wisdom
fancy
is
book
street
learning.
smart and intelligence is book smart.
you know nothing basically. You didn't know because it existed. Let alone having such intricately built monasteries. Cats that can speak. Crazy. By the 8. Yeah, the Khajiit conclude with their training slash show and
Go.
leave the sheen. Some of them stay
Season
around just to.
Season would yell while they're leaving, "Encore! Encore!"
Okay.
And be disappointed once they inevitably actually leave.
One of them is showing the training equipment to those interested. There are some people there. There is an orc craftsman who wants to learn how to craft this training equipment so he can add it to his stronghold when he returns for the younglings to harden themselves on them. And a merchant coming from this side of the temple comes shouting, declaring he offers the best cuts of meat in all of
Oh no,
Elsweyr.
this again.
And then
Season
another
would take it.
merchant declaring that her products, her fabrics are the best, suited for both fur and skin alike.
Season would jump at the chance to lose any amount of money. Probably stick to the meats. You definitely like the meats guy more than the fabric girl.
Yeah.
Flynn just kind of sits there and crosses his arms. He's been burned by a merchant selling food that they proclaimed to be the best before. He's not gonna fall for that again.
Season will. Season will every time.
Tubby now rolls for perception. See if they are trying to.
What it is you want to see exactly?
If they are trying to sell. They pretend to. I think they try to sell their stuff, legitimate stuff. So I try to find out if there's something else that they offer.
That would be an insight check.
Insight?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try that.
To read their mannerisms, to see through their words.
19 plus 1.
Okay.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. The guy that sells the meats seems to be really selling some good stuff. The lady with the fabrics, however, seems just a regular merchant selling regular fabrics, nothing special.
Okay. No, there's nothing then to arouse suspicion.
No.
I approach the merchant of the meat and ask him what are his prices.
What are his what?
Prices
Oh.
for the meat.
He is expensive.
Oh,
And he details how rough it was, how difficult it is to bring stuff here, both because it's high up on the hill and there are dangers in the area surrounding the hill. Both natural creatures, beasts, monsters, and sometimes even thieves and bandits. Everybody wants their hands on his meats.
okay. How much for a piece of meat?
For a piece of meat, it would be 5 septims.
5 seconds. I feel generous. I will buy him one.
Okay.
One piece of meat, please.
Come along to my table, to my cart, to my stand, so I may prepare your fancy meal.
I follow him.
Why do I feel like the meal is made out of people?
See, that's how you would advertise to actually get Gellen's attention. Because Bosmer.
You have to kill them first, though.
True.
Terminal, by following the guy, you are led to a very busy market. There is indeed a stand with delicate cuts of meat. There is also stands with fruit, stands with drinks, and stands that are specifically for moon sugar products. Drinks, edibles, even some cosmetics. The merchant offers you his best cuts. One of the Khajiit in the courtyard urges the rest of the visitors to head towards the market so they can clean this area for the next training group, which won't be open to the public.
Yeah, Susan would totally go into the market.
You get offered a free sample of moon sugar drink. It's not skooma, totally not skooma.
She takes it.
It's the amount of a shot, basically. By drinking it, you can instantly feel the sweetness of it. It overwhelms your senses and it leaves such a good taste in your mouth, you would like another sip of it. Would this one like a full bottle of our excellent drink?
How much?
It would be 7 septims a bottle.
And how many bottles do you have?
The Khajiit smiles. Oh, this one has great tastes, very large appetites. She looks at a barrel standing next, which is next to her, and says that she has around 30 bottles of the stuff.
Pull up my calculator real quick.
Yeah, hold on, my calculator. 30. That's 7 each. Okay, so that is 210 septums. Unfortunately, you'd say, "Oh, you tempt me so." I'll take 2 bottles. And he buys the 2.
Okay, of course.
Totally not Guma bottles.
And the merchant also gives you a small pouch which has moon sugar in the form of a powder, which you can consume in any way, she says. And with
She gave you cocaine.
with her fingers shows using it like powdered sugar over dessert or even to be consumed on its own.
Ah, very good. And he leaves very happy from this deal.
Okay. In this courtyard, the situation goes to the Khajiit pushing people to really go to the market because they need to continue their training.
Flynn begrudgingly goes.
Yes. A group of tired travelers gathers around the well and enjoy the fresh water straight from the source. Others join in the activities taking place at the stands. Who else we got here? Yeah, the arbiter, this Khajiit who overlooks the training process, and the acolytes, and of course we have Redwing and Sunstrider.
Yeah, Gellin by now probably would have finished up with his worship at the shrines, either to Yifri or to Kinnereth if he's not available, and would probably be heading towards the market like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. At the market, there is also some craftsmen in this area, meaning there is an alchemy table, a forge, a smelter, and other kinds of crafting tables. You can also realize that this is the living space of the pupils. All these buildings are their houses. This big one is an inn where strangers, tourists, and passersby can stay. And this way is the Grandmaster's yard. There is also the stable for whatever animals might need sheltering close to the market.
Would it be reasonable to assume that Flynn was able to pick up the flintlock rounds that he went and got?
Yes, either by crafting them here or buying them from a smith in the area. Oh, I think you don't have reveal fog. Oh, you do.
No, but the last marketplace we were at, the guy was gonna give me 50 rounds for 100 septums.
Yes.
I think.
You have 100 gold?
Well,
I did a dungeon by myself.
yeah,
That'll
the
do
Dwemer
it.
dungeon. I think it's on YouTube. And
That's not even a third of my money. It's almost, but it's not.
Flynn flexes his Dwemer-made guns in the whole market. Merchants and passers-by bystanders come to gawk at them. Oh, where did you find those? Oh, can I have them? Are they made by real Dwemer? I knew they were extinct.
Oh, those things are getting pickpocketed.
Can Flynn go around and see if he can find a like leather worker,
Yes.
leathersmith, to see if he can get holsters for them?
Yes, there is one in this general area. Especially the leather workers would be on the furthest side of the living spaces because it smells very bad. All the chemicals and materials used to work leather have an awful smell.
He pulls the pistols out of his bag and shows them to the shopkeep, the merchant, and he describes wanting to have one on his hip and another like on his chest area.
Yeah. The young Khajiit smith and the leather worker both. So this one would like 2 pockets. I can make you the best extra pockets you've seen in your life. And he describes how he is going to work on them, what kind of leather he's going to use. He's going to use horse leather. And he can have them ready today. And that will cost you 10 septims.
Flynn accepts this price.
This one is very happy. We have come to an agreement. Please come by in a few hours to receive your pockets.
He says, "Could I have it with a clasp or a button so that any unwanted hands don't get the wrong idea?"
Oh, yes, of course. He kinda changes his happy face into a frown. It is indeed a wise choice to be careful around here. This one has had many tools lost by the help of some indiscreet hands.
I don't imagine I would find anything like this ever again, so I don't want to keep them in my possession.
This one is very wise. Is there anything else this one would want this one to make? The classic Khajiit speech. And he starts working on the products you want.
No, not that I can think of at the moment. I will be back later in the day to collect.
So, what about the rest of the people around here? I'm trying to remember the name of the Grandmaster. Yes?
Tamino asks the merchant about the meat. If it's ready, the meal?
Yes, it has been prepared.
I ask him if instead of money he would accept a song for payment.
He raises his brow, thinks about it for a second. But of course. Go ahead, and he shows you the roof of his stand. Go on. It can only mean better business for me. And he would allow you
I go to the
to
tent.
sing on top of his stand to attract more customers.
Okay.
On the top of the tent? Oh, that's a very good tent then.
Go ahead and roll a performance
Terminal
check.
pull.
Yeah. Describe.
Terminal pulls out his loot and what is the dice? Which dice?
It's
D20?
1d20, yes.
1 plus 1.
Oof.
1 plus 1, no.
Did you probably type it wrong or something like that?
No, I just use the online dice. This one is
Man,
useful.
those online dice just do not like you, do they?
Yeah.
I think no dice like physical or online.
Anyway, you should have played better. That's the verdict. Indeed, the
I
tent doesn't hold your weight. And the moment you start
Oh
performing,
no.
you hear a crack and boom, you fall right on the butcher's bench.
my back.
God damn it, who put this live piece of meat on my bench? He puts aside his cleaver, grabs you by the neck. Off! And violently throws you away. A bunch of people start laughing. The merchant regrets his decision. Oh, you can never win with those bards. Charlatan.
Is the merchant that sells the meat also the same that sells the schooner earlier?
No, he doesn't deal in skooma. It's mostly the Khajiit that deal with skooma.
Okay.
There is no prohibition, so to speak, but it doesn't seem to be the norm.
Okay.
The skooma business is run by a female Khajiit. Anyone else who might want to buy something or look around?
Yeah, I think Gellin would be just ambling around, probably munching on a piece of jerky he made.
Hmm.
Just seeing what there is to see.
Yeah, Flynn's he probably put his flintlocks back in his bag and then is just kind of wandering about, looking at the merchants, but not like approaching to buy, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Maintaining that good distance before they start deciding that it's okay to hawk to you.
Yeah.
Classic Ren Fair strat.
Red Wing, Are you staying back at the training ground?
Oh, she had to dip. She wasn't feeling well.
Okay.
Yeah, I noticed she left the call.
She's fallen asleep at the inn. So,
Tommy now approaches the female Khajiit that deals with skooma
yes.
and asks about her skooma bottles.
This is not skooma, kind sir. This one deals in honest products. Cupcakes, sweet rolls, pastries, and refreshments. No drugs on this stand. This one is honest. And gives you a shot to try out her refreshment.
I accept.
It is indeed very refreshing. It refreshes your palate, your mouth overtaken by an intense sweet taste, strong enough to satisfy every sweet tooth you know of, every sweet tooth, every sweet bone in your body. It is a very tasty drink.
Is
I
Flynn
feel
close enough that we're here?
Yeah. You
I can
could
go
have.
for a sweet roll.
Yeah. She offers a shot of this refreshment to Flynn as well. Would this one like to try some as well?
Flynn kind of eyes it carefully, dips a finger in it, tastes it.
It has a very strong taste, even stronger than the smell it has. And it is indeed very sweet.
Flynn's eyes kind of widen a little bit, and he takes the shot.
Mm-hmm. It feels like it jumpstarts your heart. It's so sweet, so sugary. It instantly gives you a sugar rush.
Tommy now pulls out a skooma bottle that he brought from Akar's house the other day
Yes.
and shows to the Khajiit, saying, I was looking for someone that sells these.
You can tell that she recognizes this bottle, even though she pretends not to, and just lowers her voice and says, "Oh, this one will not find what this one is looking for around these parts. Here in sacred grounds, we don't deal with such products."
I roll for
Maybe.
persuasion.
Yeah, you can roll to persuade her to give you more information on the matter.
No, where can I find these then?
Yes, go ahead.
1. What the hell?
Is it something you're typing wrong, or is it an automatic die?
It's an automatic die.
Should have played better. How would this one know? This one is an honest merchant. Please, even having this bottle out near my stand gives a bad image for this one.
I apologize to her and I conceal the bottle again.
Okay. season.
He would be struggling not to consume the skooma that he just got. And that's that. He's completely preoccupied with that. He's just looking at them. It's like, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. And so that's what he's doing.
It's like the
He's
SpongeBob
busy doing
meme. I don't need it.
I don't need it. I can. This is a later thing. This is once I get back to a bed or something. This is not a now thing.
Yeah.
Just telling himself over and over.
Leave it for later.
What? How much for 2 bottles? Flynn says.
I said it was 7 a bottle, so for 2 bottles, it's gonna be 14. This one has to make a living. This one has kittens to feed. Let's see. Could you choose one?
Fed by 10.
Nah.
If you can't get up like that, you have to get up earlier.
Sorry about that.
It was Hermeus Mora invading our realm. Yeah.
Flynn accepts this deal.
Okay. I have struggled to find suitable models for the Khajiit characters, to be honest. So... A robed individual leaves this building and walks into the yard here. It is a large Khajiit clad in robes and fine jewelry. They take a good look around and walk towards this gazebo. Can they go in though? No. They enter the gazebo and take a good look at the view from atop the hill. There is a couple disciples following them around as well. Flynn, you were in this building a few minutes ago, and as far as you know, the Grandmaster has finished his training. And his name is Marafi, if I remember correctly. Oh, no. It is Misar. Misar, the Grandmaster, has finished his meditation.
Is he in view of the people in the market?
How would Flynn know his name?
Taminal knows his name.
Taminal knows his name because he met him before yesterday.
Yeah.
Flynn somehow
speaks with
was
Flynn.
here. Yeah.
Taminal speaks with Flynn and explains what he was doing.
Yeah.
Taminal is looking for a Thieves Guild member that is connected with the skooma dealing and other drugs in this city. And he is doing something of a request for the Grandmaster and the temple.
Yes, there is a bit of a silent war going on between the monks, the monasteries, and the smugglers. After a few minutes, there is someone returning from this area, letting everybody know that the Grandmaster is out of his quarters and he is gazing the horizon from his gazebo.
Terminal goes there to meet him.
Yes. You can see him resting there. There is also a few stands which have products made from the monks themselves rather than merchants that either come periodically, sporadically, or are in general positioned in the temple. They are considered to be of more spiritual nature and to have magical properties, depending on the item, of course. There is just trinkets, symbols, and clothes that don't have any magical capabilities. They are just a way to contribute to the monastery directly. Season Flynn,
Season would be following whichever direction like the most people would be going in.
yeah. Most people ran to the stands to look for those lucky charms, those magic items that will solve their every problem, completely ignoring both the monks themselves and the Grandmaster. Damn it. Skooma. Moon Sugar. Flynn is still at the market. We have Gelen.
Yeah. I like how I was just I like how I was just fucking standing there when the Grandmaster came out.
Yeah, the atmosphere seems to be very chill around here. There's nobody like being with strict borders. You can't enter this area. You can't say that. Or don't touch that. Don't go there. Don't say that. There seems to be an easy flow around here. Rock.